drive, you send their cul-de-sac, so there's our fence line over there. We'll cut down that trail in a little bit. And that power pole is our other property line. So this is where to start clearing. Goes roughly 80 foot that way, 200 foot that way, and this is the section I'm clearing. So that other tree line behind the skid steer is right at 100 foot over from where I'm at. So there's 100 foot from this section right here cleared over to there, roughly 100 foot. Now we're gonna go back. So there's the burn pile. Cul-de-sac that way, come back down this way. I think I got about roughly 150 foot back cleared. It's going north or straight back on the property. It gets about right here and it starts dropping off. Probably another 100 foot that way is the first ravine that runs across the property to the 300 foot side. It starts dropping past this little tree line right here. It starts dropping pretty fast. So I didn't clear any more past that. So loop back around. Again, basically from here to that tree line right there on the other side of this burn pile is 130 foot. And then from this trees to these trees is roughly 110 foot. So this is about the flattest spot right now. So I'm gonna try and clear some more of these trees. I can go a little bit further, probably another 10, 15 foot that way to widen it out that way. And then I can go all the way to the street, but I gotta take out that front row of trees, which I like for privacy. So back here you can see, hard to see, but it starts dropping off pretty steep down that way. And again, our borderline, our property borderline is maybe 100 foot that way, 80 foot that way. We'll go around over there right now. I'll show you. So again, this is the main flat section I got cleared so far. We're going back towards the road now. See, we got all these little valleys and drops off everywhere in here. So it's hard. You can't really go that farther that way. I can knock out this row of brushes right here, but then that opens us up to the streets where we have no privacy from the street where my truck is. So I like this little front row of brush, keeping us a little bit private, build back off of it. So then we come over here to the west side of our property. The west side is the left side. Here's a fence line where there's a big farm. I don't know how many acres this is, but this is where all the cattle run. It's not part of the neighborhood, but this fence line runs all the way back. This is my path all the way to the back of the property on the left or the west side. And again, I'm going this way as I'm heading north now. The streets to behind us to the south. There's Ryan's honeybees. So again, heading north no water in there, but it comes through. There's culvert right here, comes through across my property. Now this creek right here runs all the way to the east side of my property, but this is about as far back as we can build. Everything we got to build towards the street that way. This is where it started dropping off. This back section goes up a little bit, slopes, and it plateaus out. This is where I cleared to build on. But let's keep going north down our property. So again, we're going up a pretty good incline here. Not bad, but a decent incline. Elevation of our property right here, and again this way is north. Behind me is a street or to the south, and we're about, I'm guessing, 600 foot from the cul-de-sac. So I made this first cut in right here to the right, or going east, winding around here trying to not knock down the big trees, but just cut a path in here. So it's going east. Now we're going back northeast here. Boom. Right on the other side of where I stopped clearing all those trees, there's a big drop off, so a stream starts running north-south on the property there, so it can't go any farther. So let's turn around and go back to where it came in. Right here we're about maybe 80 foot, 100 foot off that fence line on our neighbor property with cattle run. So we're not quite to the center of the lot yet, both north, south, or east and west. So again, here's the fence line we just came in on. So the cul-de-sac, the road's back up that way. Again, I think it's about 500 foot that way. My property goes back another 15 or 1,200 foot this way. Here's where I try to cut my second path across. I'll cut my second path across. You go from the, again, this is the west side right here. This fence line is the west side. Cut right, start cutting right here to go to the east side of our property. So this, on this path, again, we're like 700 foot back from the street that way. The cul-de-sac's that way. We're 700 foot back. And here, I can get all the way over to the east side of our property. Kind of wind around a little bit through here. The road's back that way. This is all the way, I believe, to the east side of our property. Right down here, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a I think this ravine right here, that's about 15 foot straight drop off. But this ravine right here runs east side of our property. So somewhere in here is our property line. I don't know where our neighbor's property starts and ours starts, but right here, I think this goes, for most of the property, it goes north-south quite a bit of the way. So again, back up this way is the cul-de-sac. So I can go back up this way, about 20, 30 foot, start curving off to the right, and I run into another creek going that way. So I can't go farther back to the street this way because there's another creek, this stream right here, a little bit right up here, starts cutting back, breaks off and goes this way too. It keeps going south towards the cul-de-sac, but then it also breaks off a little bit to the right. It doesn't obviously go all the way to the right because it doesn't run into that fence line over there, but it starts cutting off that way. So turn around. Again, there's still that ravine right there. Can't only go about 30 foot that way and I hit a creek, a ravine drop down that way. But if I go this way, start going north again, heading to the north side of our property. So there's that creek or ravine right down there. It's a pretty good drop off still. Really, we're on the east side of our property and we're about in the middle of it. We're heading to the back, farther north part of it, or as far north as we can get. So this ain't a straight path, but it's winding us back around there. It's kind of hard to see, so that ravine that we were just right along right over here comes right about here, then it starts cutting and goes to the west. This is to our west, and it goes to the east. So there's a good, pretty good drop off down there where that ravine runs, but now I can cut back here and go back west towards the fence line. So here, I'm guessing we're probably 1,200 foot back from the street. It kind of winds around a little bit, but again, there's that creek right down here, right in front of us. Big drop off from that creek ravine that's running east and west on our property. We did a pretty good shot of it down there. So it's obviously, we're in drought, so it's dry right now, but there it is. Right here, weaving around that way is the road we just came in on, but we can go a little bit farther west of our property right here, not far. So again, we're going back west, and ravine creek right there. So we're gonna come out on the other side of these trees in a minute, but just remember this point. Again, there's that ravine, that fence line that we already got. It's probably 30 or 40 foot in front of us that way to our west. So let's back out and head back to that fence line. Now it's going back in the same way we just came in. off. Again, I can go like 30 foot that way when another ravine starts cutting across. It doesn't go all the way across, but it starts cutting across our property, so you can't get to it. So let's go back, heading back to the fence line over here. This way is the cul-de-sac of the street. This way is the back of our property, and I think we're probably 700-800 foot from the cul-de-sac back here. Let's go this way, go back, heading north again to the back, try to get to the back of our property again. So we get another 100 foot or so, pretty flat, 150 foot of flat ground right here. Where we start dropping fast. It's a pretty steep incline. So our northwest corner of our property is that fence post between those tree lines way up there on top of the hill. So it goes down and goes straight back up. We can't get all the way back up to that corner, but we're gonna go down. I'll show you. So again, this is dropping. I don't know what grade this is, but it's dropping pretty steep right here. Right out here in front of us, that's where that ravine, that creek that runs east and west, we just showed you. Where I turned around, we started heading back out, was right over here. I think again about 30-40 foot. There's a brush I didn't clear all the way to the road when I turned around, but I think it's right here. But we can get down here a little bit more. So again, this fence line is on the west side of our property. I think and it starts going uphill pretty good right here, but this ravine right here is dried out now. This runs from the west side, it goes all the way across the property to the east side. I think we go up about another 200 foot to the back of our property that way, which you can't cross this ravine. There's no clear pathway to get up there. So we're basically 1,400 foot back on the property on the west side, on the northwest side as far as we can get. So again, 200-300 foot that way. I think about 1,200-1,300 feet behind us is the street of the cul-de-sac.